Hi and welcome to Makeup Mugwump. My name is Leanne. Thank you so much for joining me. It is Saturday morning. These are my sleeves. Aren't they gorgeous? Let's push them up so we don't get makeup everywhere. Okay, so wet hair as usual on a Saturday. It's wash day. We love wash day. I have questions and answers for you today. So many of you have asked many questions over the last, I don't know, several months, but specifically over the last week, I called for questions and you guys delivered. So before I begin, I'm going to give shout outs to everyone that asked a question. If you have asked a question and I don't shout you out, I'm so sorry. But I'm not gonna, the fancy thing where people like screenshot someone's question and all that. Mama does not have the time or the energy. And I'm sorry, I love you so much. But for those of you who ask questions, many thanks. Erin, Jennifer, Sin the Knitter, Beth, Terry, Andrea, Jean, Zyba, John, Katie, and Rue. Thank you so much for your questions. I've categorized them. I'm going to answer as many of them as I can in this video as we put on our morning makeup here, and we'll get ready. So the first thing that I'm going to answer before I actually get started is specifically that I look in a direction in my videos. And for some folks, it may drive you crazy. And for some folks, you may not care. It is a television that is installed in my makeup room. It was not installed for making videos. It was installed so I could watch YouTube while I got ready before I created a YouTube channel. I got ready in this room with other YouTubers getting ready and things like that. It's a large TV. I don't know how big it is because I don't understand space, but it is mounted on my wall. And that's other dog. Hold on. Hi, Moo. Come here. Hi, Moo. Come here. Invisible dog. This is Moo. Say hello. Say hello. She hates everyone. But Mr. Mugwump, she loves Mr. Mugwump. This is Moo. This is Invisible Dog. I had no idea you'd come in here this morning. Thank you very much. The people are loving you right now. Right now, they're thumbsing up this video for how adorable you are and that you need a groom. Thumbs up for the grooming. She needs one so bad. This is Moo. Yes, she's a grumpy girl. It's also raining. So you remember she's the one that thinks the sky is falling when it's raining? It is today. The sky's been falling all week here in North Carolina. It's been a bad week to be a Moo. Would you like to get down now? I know, he's in the shower. I know. It's going to be a long video in case you didn't know. All right, Moo. All right, Moo. Mama loves you. Mama loves you. See you later. It's a magical day. That was Moo. Tiny's somewhere downstairs. She wouldn't stay long anyway. Okay, so maybe we'll pick her up too and you can see her up close. She has a chocolate brown nose, Tiny does, and so she's a little bit special for a Yorkie, which is her breed. Anyway, we'll talk more about dogs as we go on. Over here is a TV, and it is where I'm looking because I'm like simultaneously casting while I record on my iPhone, and I'm using the back camera. So when I look dead ahead, what I see is light and the back of my phone. I can't see anything else. So I can't see what is in frame. I don't know where things are. It's offset, you know, like on the back of an iPhone, your camera's offset. So I can't see where things are, and I cannot see that if it's focused or not focused. So that's why I look off to the side, is my television is casting over here and I can actually see myself, see what's in frame, see what's going on. That's why. So at some point in the future, there may be a purchase in my life of a camera that has some sort of screen that flips so that I can see it, or we may change the setup of this room so that I am not having to look off to a direction, obliquely, if you will, to see what is going on the camera, but that's what that is. I used to film way back in the day, like so last year. I used to film on my front-facing camera for that very reason, so that I could see what was in frame and all that. Like it's very difficult to do this blind without knowing where you are and where anything else is. So on the front-facing camera, I have filmed several videos, especially at the beginning of this channel, and they're good, but the quality is not as good as my back-facing camera. We all know that those phones take much better pictures from the back. So anyway, that's what I'm looking at. Shall we start to get ready and ask a bunch of questions? So I'll try to tell you what I'm using as well. This is Ye Olde Tatcha. You know how it is. And for the snarky comments about that, I probably have old country crock plastic containers of old fake butter with makeup products in it. You don't even know what you've done, because that's actually a really good idea. So now I'm going to do it. I'm kidding. They weren't snarky. It was hilarious. Thank you so much. You guys are amazingly funny, and I appreciate you. All right. First topic of questions is makeup. So, trends I don't care for. Exclusivity in makeup, exclusivity in beauty, anything that causes people to think that they can't participate, they don't belong, it's not for them, can't stand any of that. Trends as far as like kind of application or whatever, I absolutely do not, I'm not bothered by anybody's style of makeup. I don't mind, because I truly see this as an art form that is completely open to anyone, to everyone, any style, any aesthetic, do you. Any trends that I hope never go away, inclusivity. I truly hope that it never goes out of style for folks to try makeup, enjoy makeup, use it as an art form, be creative, go wild. I love that we have a lot of independent beauty brands that have come out in the last few years. And I mean, if you think 10 years ago, there were none. We did not have independent beauty brands. Now they're everywhere. They're gaining popularity. They are finding their niche, and people are loving it. I love it. I think that is amazing. And I'm so excited for more diversity, more folks trying it. It doesn't matter your age, your ethnicity, your affiliations, who you love, your gender, your what, does not, none of it matters. Enjoy makeup. It is exciting. Have a good time. That's what I hope never goes away. This is the Leoelli Triple Dissolution BB Cream. How did I come to start a YouTube channel? So I am someone that that has a background in teaching and training. So I have talked for a living for a long time, and I had people in my life tell me, oh, that would be a good thing for you to have a YouTube channel. And I thought, maybe. And then I got very, very nervous about how it would be received, how I would be received on the internet. And I was a chicken for a long time. I registered for this channel in 2017. I got the name of this channel, the Gmail account, to go with the name of this channel. And it's been a while. I didn't start my channel until the end of summer 2020. I started it because in this world that we started living in March of last year, it's time to do what you want to do. It's time to even though you're afraid, do it anyway. It's time to have a good time. It's time to do what you love. Do what brings you joy. And I thought this might bring me joy, and I was absolutely right. This brings me an immense amount of joy all the time. Even when I'm not filming, I'm reading your comments and answering your comments and interacting with you, and I love you. That's what this is that I get to hang out with y'all. We get to talk about makeup. I don't have hardly anyone in my life to talk about this thing that I am passionate about with, And that is okay because y'all are there and we can hang out and we can talk about it. And there is no reason that I should have delayed except for fear. I have a video on my channel that maybe some of you have not seen. I'm getting ready in it. So it is a get ready with me, but it's a topic. The topic of the film is, or the video is, being fat on the internet. And I talk a lot about my apprehensions and what I thought this would be like and what it's actually like. I have over 800 subscribers as of this date. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you hadn't pushed the button, it's free. And then you see all my videos come into your feed. It's great. Anyway, I have over 800 of you that have decided to watch me, and only one comment in all of my videos has anyone ever said something negative. That is incredibly impressive, but it's also incredibly telling that I was scared of the reaction of people, and I did not need to be. Y'all are amazing. My people in this world are kind. They are not going to be negative. They're not going to be rude. They're not going to be ugly to someone on the internet. They're just not. They're going to be supportive. Those are my people. And if people aren't my people, they're not going to come here. I believe that. Okay. So I started it because I finally got brave enough. I love watching YouTube. It's one of my favorite things to do. And I found a lot of people that I respect and that I love to watch. It's very entertaining on YouTube. So I thought, why don't I try that and see if I can find more friends? So I did, and here we are. Have I always been into makeup? No. I dabbled a little bit in high school, and I mean a little bit. And I had gone to a couple of Mary Kay classes kind of thing, you know what I'm talking about? And that was it. In the 90s, we had no way to learn about makeup application except from like friends and family kind of thing. And that wasn't a thing. I didn't learn about makeup that way myself. So I didn't have anyone to learn from. When I started to really get into makeup was when I discovered YouTube. And that was probably, I don't know, 2008, 2007, something like that. It's been a hot minute, but that's when I started really getting into makeup, is because I could actually learn how to use it, what to do with it, what all these things were. I would look, whenever I went to a drugstore, I would look at the makeup, but I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know where to put it. I didn't know how to use it. I had no idea about makeup brushes. I had no idea about anything. And so I kind of grew up in the makeup world, I grew up with YouTube as a teaching tool. That's what got me into makeup for real, is YouTube. So if that also got you into makeup or learning about makeup, that's why we're here. My favorite drugstore brand that I could literally walk into a drugstore and buy, I don't know that I have one that I could literally, like, the favorite. Okay, I'm gonna go with Wet n Wild because I always visit that. I always look at their limited edition stuff that comes out. I have all of the things in their normal line. Probably Wet n Wild. Yes, I would agree with myself. That's it for me. For high-end favorite brand, like if money were no option and I could have everything in the line, Pat McGrath. Pat McGrath. I love her. Can't Mother Pat. She is amazing. I have some of her items and I love all of them. And I would own everything if I could. Is there something on my wish list? Yes, the rest of Pat McGrath's Mothership palettes that are gorgeous and stunning. I will eventually own them all, but I do not. I own the Divine Roses right now, the 1 and 2, and I own a couple of smallers. I want all of the motherships. That's what I want. Anything that I will pass on. Yes, I am getting over all the latest thing. I'm getting over it. I'm finding more love of what's in my stash already, and I'm still finding ColourPop releases that I really like. But I don't have to have them all. It's not like it was. Like it's not like that. Once I find something that I like, I can like that one and not get every shade. So I'm over the Pokemon gotta collect them all bit that I was definitely a part of when I first started loving makeup. So that's one thing that I'm over. Do I have a makeup budget? Mr. Mugwump is gonna watch this. No, I don't. I don't have a makeup budget. I do not put makeup on credit cards. How about that? I do not go into debt for makeup. How's that? Okay. If you could create a makeup product, what would it be? Probably an eyeshadow palette. And it would be because people could use that for years and years and years and years and years, and that it wouldn't go bad. Like a lip product, it would go bad after a while, right? Like anything like that. I love foundation. I love putting foundation on. Love it. But eyeshadow palettes are where it would be at for me if I were ever to create a makeup product ever in my life. That is not an aspiration of mine, by the way, but gotta ask the question, gonna answer it. Do I know how to stop oxidation? No. What I do, I will tell you what I do, is if a product oxidizes on me, then I begin and I really like it. Like I like the finish and it's beautiful, or I like the coverage. Then I will begin the chemistry of mixing it with other products that don't, or other products that are too light for me. I cut it with something else. So that's how I will get use out of a product that oxidizes on me, is that I will begin to mix. So that's my solution in my everyday life. And if I can't get something to mix or make it usable, I will either pass it along to someone else or toss it. I'm not going to waste time on something that I can't make work. On a deserted island, 3 makeup products. And we're not talking skincare because this was makeup only. So sunscreen would be my number 1. But makeup products, not skincare. Let's see. I'd want a lippy. So some sort of like lip gloss or something that also had SPF. If I'm being person negative here. And then I would want mascara, waterproof, because ocean. Concealer. I don't know. That would be hard. Only 3? You people are jerks. No, really. Only 3? Concealer, I guess. I don't know. My under eyes can get rough, but if I'm sleeping a lot on an island because there's nothing else, to do, I don't know. If I had to pick one brand for the rest of my life, what would it be? This one's tough too because there's not a lot of brands that have every item of, everything that I want. Like, for example, Kimchi Chic has a lot of really fantastic products that I love, but she doesn't have a foundation. She, like I could use her concealer as foundation, things like that. But like if I'm picking like a walk into Ulta and I could only buy from that brand forevermore. Oh, you guys are killing me. You guys are killing me. You know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to say like Tom Ford. I'm going to say Tom Ford because I only own one product, two products from Tom Ford, lippy and now an eyeshadow palette for my Beautylicious Lucky Bag. And the reason why is because, y'all say that I had to pay for it myself. Like, I'm just kidding. If I was only going to use one brand, I'd go big. Like, I'd go luxury, something that the products themselves are beautiful and lots of products come out. I'm going to say Tom Ford. A lot of people talk very highly of the foundation. That there are a lot of products that I would love to try from that brand. And so there we go. You thought I was going to say Wet n Wild. You was wrong. Why is one brow so different? Like, why are they so different from each other? We don't know. All right. Next stop on the topic train is work. Several questions about what I do and all that. So, obviously stop saying the word. For privacy's sake, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail about where I work and things like that. But I can tell you this, that I work in healthcare, but the IT side of healthcare. So I work in software of medical record technology. Okay. So, and I spent a lot of years traveling. And when I traveled, what I was doing was training people when that software was introduced or it was upgraded and some changes happened. So a background of training. Currently in my position that I am in, I am more focused, still on training, but on the actual workflow that people follow in the systems that they're working in. So if you work in the medical field, you have a computer and you do certain things. You push certain buttons in certain orders in order to get certain things, and you document things and all this stuff, right? Like, that's part of the healthcare record that patients have when they go get their records or whatever. So what I do is I train people how to use that software program, make sure that they're using it most effectively and that it's working properly. There. How's that? Do I miss traveling for my job? Yes and no. I absolutely miss the adventure of traveling. So I would every week or every other week, depending on the contract that I was under, I would get on an airplane and fly or get on a train and ride to all over. And I loved it. That was so much fun. I never traveled alone until this job, and then I was very brave and I did it. And I'm very proud that I can go anywhere in the world by myself and I will be just fine. I have been in giant cities and found my way around and done all the things and been just fine. I think if you've never traveled by yourself before, and if you have fear associated with that, I think you should do it one good time. And I think it would help. It helped me immensely because I'm very proud of myself. I feel empowered. I can do that. I absolutely can. Do I love Mr. Mugwump and do I love to travel with him? Absolutely. If I could have him with me all the time, I would when I travel, but I can't. That's not practical. But I can do it by myself. I don't need no man. I'm an independent woman. But also that as a person, doesn't matter if you're a woman or not, as a person, going where you want, doing what you want, not having to consult anyone else about what's for dinner or doesn't matter. It's whatever you want. You in charge. It's a marvelous feeling. I love it. Plus the adventure of going to see things and doing whatever you want to do. It's magical. I love it. So yes, I miss traveling. No, I don't miss traveling because I'm a homebody. I'm a comfortable person at home. I love it. I'm introverted and I love being home. So that I'm happy. Tips on working from home. To me, all these are me, right? Have a specific space that you work in and you don't do anything else in that space. I have a desk. It's downstairs and it's where I work. And I don't do anything else at that desk. That way, if I'm going to work, I go sit there and I do that. If I'm going to stop work, I walk away from that, and anywhere else in my house, I don't feel guilty that I don't have my laptop with me. I'm not like, work in a specific space and give yourself limitations. Some people do not work well at home because they have trouble motivating themselves to get to work. That is not my problem. My problem is stopping. If your problem is also stopping, then you set a timer, set your calendar, whatever, that you're going to work until X time tonight, and then you're done. And so Mr. Mugwump and I decide on what time dinner will be. Again, I work on West Coast time, so it's a little weird. But it's what time is dinner. My last meeting ends at this time. I need to, finish up a couple of things, and then I turn it off, and then I stop. I do get emails on my phone. I do get like messages on my phone and stuff. And if they're urgent, I will answer them. But if they are not urgent, I leave them. And I even leave the notification until tomorrow because I don't want to forget to respond, but I also don't need to spend my personal time, my free time, my time on work all the time. That was key for me. Hobbies. Am I crafty? Yeah, kind of. I have a craft room and I love it. So some crafts that I have enjoyed in the past. I love to sew. I really do. Scrapbooking, and I love making things. I love that. I love it a lot. I have a lot of other hobbies that are not crafts, but crafty things. I do love that. And all my family is crafty in that way. And so I kind of grew up that way. Other hobbies. You're the best. I love you. Hey, can you hand me that dog real quick? You even pre-opened it for me. You're the best. I showed other dogs. She came in, but I want to show this dog. Oh, she's kind of wet. It's raining. Here she is. This is, look at her nose. She's a chocolate Yorkie, and she's called a chocolate Yorkie. She's looking at Mr. Mugwump because that's where she wants to be in the world. Hello, my darling. This is Tiny, who never stays. Obviously needs to be groomed. They're disgusting. But she's a chocolate Yorkie, and she is what, like 10 pounds? 12 pounds.
She needs to be 10% less.
She needs to be 10% less. Our vet said she's got to lose a little bit of chunk. She's got a tummy. So she is, she doesn't like sitting like this. Sorry, sis. She is a good dog. She sleeps with me every night. I love her to death. She is a full-bred Yorkshire Terrier that we did not buy. She came from a person who needed to get rid of her because she's a jerk. Not really. All right, say bye to the people. Say bye to the people. This is going to be a long video, Mr. Mugwump. All right, go see him. I know you love him. Bye-bye. Thank you for my drink. Okay, so where was I? Oh, hobbies. So I am a reader from a very, very, very young age. It is probably my top thing that I would do if I had nothing to do. I would read. And I have a library in my home, and I am a book lover from way back. Hi, Tyne. And I love to read. Would I like to learn any hobbies or crafts? Yes, I'm like a perpetual, I want to learn all the things. So yes, I would love to learn to knit. I would love to really learn to knit, but it's time that I don't have currently, but it's on my list of things. I would love to create stained glass pieces. Anything like that. I'm all about it. I do know how to crochet. I haven't done it in a while, but I do know how to do that. And, but I would like to make the animals, like the little fat bees and I'd love to do that. I don't know how to actually do that. I don't know how to read patterns. So that would help immensely. So yeah, I would love to do any of those things. I'd love that. I love paper crafting. I love fabric. I love all of it. All of it, all of it, all of it. Someone asked about Mr. Mugwump's hobbies. Mr. Mugwump has a few hobbies. One is he enjoys brewing beer and he watches, you know, videos of folks who brew their own beer all over the world, and you know, different recipes and different grains and different processes and all that. He also roasts his own coffee and does, you know, he buys green beans and does all that. So coffee roasting and all that is one of his. And he reads prolifically as well. It's one of the things we have in common. And he also games. I have gamed for a long time in my past. I currently am not gaming because I have so many things going on that I can't spend the time like I normally would. So we both enjoy gaming. He is also getting into keyboards. I don't understand it, but I listen to him, like where you like have all the little switches and stuff. I'm sure people who know, people who don't know, go look it up on YouTube. It's fascinating. It's a very interesting thing, but all kinds of cool things with keyboards. He's very technologically savvy. He is the guy who knows the latest technology, and he upgrades all my technology, and I don't even know how to use it. I'm in IT, but I'm not in IT. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I don't know what I'm doing with that aspect of it. He does. So he's my go-to for technology. He's very that. Okay, these are this is the other category, things that I got asked that don't necessarily fit into makeup, work, or hobbies. You guys asked some great questions. Favorite clothing stores for plus size, and this is a dress from this place. My favorite boutique for plus size clothing is called Cooper Road Collection. She's here in North Carolina. I have never been to her actual physical store. It's about 3 hours away, so I haven't done that. But it is, I think 1X through 5X, and I love it. She does Facebook Lives every other week, that you can get new items. But she has a store, a website, and a physical store. So Cooper Road Collection is where I get a lot of the clothes that I wear on my channel, because I wear them every day, all day. This is a dress. It has pockets. It is stunning. I love it so much. I get underoos from Torrid, and I mean like Harry Potter, the Avengers, like straight up, like we were in 3 years old wearing underoos. That's me. Bras from Lane Bryant still, because I know my size there and I know what I like there. So I don't mess with changing up and finding new. We stick with what we know around here. And then other things, just as they go. I will shop Torrid for some items, t-shirts, and the jeans that I love most of all, which I haven't worn in like, you know, a year, are from Torrid. The brand is Source of Wisdom, and they're great jeans. Stretchy, comfortable. I like a good boot cut, that kind of thing. But it is, it's typically, I also will shop on Amazon for jersey items and leggings. And I just read reviews. Like that's all I do. Look at the size chart and read reviews, and then I'm good to go. So it is not fancy around here. I don't buy super high-end anything. I don't department store shop. I don't do any of that, because that's not my bag. I like cute stuff. I like stuff that makes me feel cute. I like the pattern of it, the fit of it. That's, you know, that's where I'm gonna be, and then I just enjoy myself. So I've got lots of clothes, and I keep them. I've been the same clothing size for years and years and years. So I take good care of my clothes, and I can use them for a long period of time. Let me tell you what I'm using on my eyes. Look at her. Hey, boo. It's the OG Urban Decay Naked. And then I did get this week. This is the J-Cat Prismetal Chrome Eye Mousse, I guess, in Frosty Foil. She's just a little moussey, glittery moment. So it was a few bucks on Ulta, and I threw it into my cart, and I thought it would be pretty, and it is. So there's that. Favorite Harry Potter character, Luna Lovegood. and she's 100% the best. 100%. I'll fight you in the street. Favorite season of RuPaul's Drag Race? Season 1, the filters were amazing. Actually, and I will say season 1 is when I fell in love with it. I started watching it from season 1. I did not watch RuPaul. I don't watch RuPaul live. And started from the beginning and fell in love with it immediately. Also, I love all the All-Stars because when you start an All-Star series and you've seen all of the regular seasons up to then, you know everyone and you already have your favorites, and watching different seasoned competitors, you know, work with each other, and I love an All-Stars. I love an All-Stars so much. Love it, love it, love it. Tiny and Moo's breeds. Tiny is a Yorkshire Terrier. Moo is a Silky Terrier mix. She's a mutt from the pound. She was mostly starved when we got her. She had diseases and she was broke down. And she had a hard go of it at the beginning of her life. So someone mistreated her poorly. And now she's Mr. Mugwump's favorite creature on the planet. My favorite season of the year and why? Fall. I'm one of those, but it's probably different than some other people. Yes, I like, you know, crunching leaves and the temperatures and that piece. It's mainly because as a kid, we moved almost every year of school, and I always changed schools. It was a fresh start for me. The beginning of a school year, the fall is a fresh start. I love it. There's a Better Than Ezra song that I love that talks about the best season of the year, and there's football in the air, and it's not that I love football, it's that idea. It's all of that. Love it, love it, love it. Love fall. If I could live anywhere, where would it be? Probably I'm kind of torn. Probably north of Grand Marais, Minnesota, but almost to the Canadian border, on the lake shore, off the grid, have a poodle farm with Mr. Mugwump, but also that I would be independently wealthy, therefore I'd have all the conveniences that I would want living in the middle of nowhere. That would be good. But also I would probably live somewhere in England. Not in London. It's too much. But somewhere in England. Cotswolds. Somewhere Scottish Highlands. Somewhere Wales. Somewhere over there. Pick a part of that giant island chunk, and I'd go there. What do I want to be when I grow up? Content. At peace. That's it. That's what I want to be when I grow up. My favorite book? To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, and I taught that for many years when I taught high school, and it is my favorite book. If you have never read it, I highly recommend that you do. The movie is also fabulous, but it's her words. I am from the South. Harper Lee is from the South, and she writes with the lyrical Southern way of writing, and it lends itself, it's more poetry than prose in some paragraphs. The way that she describes things, how she describes people. Atticus is every man that I've ever wanted to be my father or my husband, and it's amazing. My favorite movie is Angus. Used to be Harvey. Harvey is a great movie. It's about an invisible rabbit, and Jimmy Stewart's great in it. If you've never seen Harvey, please go watch it. It's fabulous. It's an invisible rabbit that's 6 feet tall. It's lovely. But my favorite movie is Angus. It is a film it celebrates the uniqueness of us all. It is an older film, like from the 90s, I think. I don't know how to see it, but Angus is my favorite film. It was integral to my realization of normal and not normal. Where do I live in North Carolina? I live in Greenville, North Carolina. Some people would pronounce it Greenville. They would be wrong. It is about halfway between the Raleigh-Durham Triangle area and the coast. And I went to college here, and I moved back here 2 years ago, 1.5 years. Oh, the pandemic has messed with me. I don't know, a little while ago. Describe my perfect day. Sleeping until I can't anymore. Grits and eggs for breakfast, and a snake biscuit, which is the leftover biscuit dough formed into a snake and baked. Reading all day with fuzzy socks on and a fire and the dogs and Mr. Mugwump. Good food. That's it. That's my perfect day. It's reading under a blanket with some dogs and a man and a fire and good food. That's it. That's my perfect day. The new book series. Okay, so, and I grabbed it. Hold on. I just finished the second one last night. This is the second in the book series. It is the Broken Earth trilogy. It's by N.K. Jemisin. And this is her. Hold on. That's her. It's amazing. It is fantasy, and again, I just finished the second one last night, and I'm like dying to go downstairs to go get the third one. And I'm so excited to see how this is going to work out. I'm so excited. It's very good. Love it, love it, love it. I am loving TikTok for book recommendations. I have like $250 worth of books in my cart right now that I haven't pulled the trigger on, but we'll see how nice Mr. Mugwump is for Valentine's Day. Well, I'm just kidding. But I want so many. I've got the next trilogy that I'll read, or the next series that I'm going to read, is by Robin Hobb. I've never read them, so they're next up. I love it. I love fantasy books. Sci-fi, not as much. I can read sci-fi, but fantasy is my heart, and I love them so much. That being said, there's a lot that I haven't read that I want to, but I'm just super stoked to have found a place that folks like me are recommending. They're reading and recommending, and I can read and recommend and stuff. I love it. I love it so much. I love everything about Book Talk, and I'm so grateful that folks who have time to read all the time are reading all the books and telling me which ones are good. So far, so good. Okay, so the last question that I have here, I think that's all of them, is advice that I would give my teenage self. This is a loaded question. And I think it's a good question to ask yourself as well, because I think it helps you really reflect and be introspective about where you were and how far you've come and what you've learned as a result of it. So I would say a few things to my teenage self. This one's hard. I would say it will get better. I would tell my teenage self about boundaries, and that they are very important to set for your own self, and that you don't need to apologize to anyone for setting boundaries for your own self. I would also tell my teenage self to, above all things, be kind. That's the biggest deal. Just be kind. I would tell her, you will find someone who loves you for you, and to be patient. That's it. Buy Apple stock? I don't know. Buy stock in Google? I had amazing friends as a teenager. I did. And they took care of me. And they were amazing. They're amazing people now, but I was protected and loved in a way that a lot of people don't find. And I know that, and I appreciate that as a grown person reflecting back on what life was like and what it could have been like. And as a person, I hope that you are that type of friend too. That's it. Good golly, we got deep there. This is the makeup look for today. Could it be any more neutral? No. Is it pretty? Yeah. I'm happy to have spent this time with you. Again, thank you so much to everyone who asked a question. We'll do it again someday, and you can ask other questions as we go. I'm always happy to answer your questions that you have. Thank you so much for playing along and participating with me. We are growing this channel as a group. Share this video if you think somebody would like to hang out with me. I'd love to meet them and hang out with them. Thank you so much for all of your support and your kind words. Y'all are the best folks in the world, and I'm so glad and grateful that we found each other. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Couple more things coming up. Mr. Mugwump's gonna do my makeup tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. We're gonna have a great time, and I hope I hope we do. And we'll tell you all about how we met each other and our story tomorrow on Valentine's Day. Thanks so much for watching. Y'all have a great day. Bye.